and delayed.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's going on, everyone? I think we're back. We're back. We're live.
We're going to start talking like Josh at Remy.
Oh my gosh.
Hi there. We're at Remy tonight. And I am not wearing a hat and I'm in a suit jacket.
That's how we should start every episode. Just
we
take the first minute just to make fun of Josh as much as possible.
If you haven't seen the Remy dining review, all right, it was first off, it's a fantastic meal, but you know, it's not the same. Like you get so used to the atmosphere of the main dining rooms, right? It's loud.
It is.
And then you go into Remy and it's like everybody can hear you talking all the time. And so you naturally, I think, and I don't know if you actually watch the video the whole way through, there was a point where I noticed while I was editing that we got more comfortable talking and our voices did go up a little bit. And it wasn't as whispering, but
it's good,
it happens every time, man. Every time. We should have wore lapels, and I didn't because we were
the more videos you make, Josh, the better you're gonna get at it. That's what you told me.
At this point, boy, I don't.
I mean,
we're so far along now.
We should go back and watch old Josh and Taylor videos. Like
no, you don't want that.
That's
I'm gonna
one of our
start just deleting those.
Be.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete them all. I'm gonna put them all on private, so you can't do that.
One of the when Josh and Taylor aren't in town. That's what we're going to do. Matt, you and I will do like Mystery Science Theater 3000 watching old Josh and Taylor videos.
I think that'd be fun.
No way.
The thing about it, Josh, you're a good sport about it. The other one I'm scared is going to slash my tires.
Oh, she might. You never know.
She would.
Hey, if you could not move so much, so we don't
making a lot of noise over there.
Yeah,
of course we are. Taylor's also here. She's in the office / studio space. She's working on our new Gold Gal Getaways website actually. So yeah, we've been working pretty hard on trying to create a new website, and hopefully might be launching at the end of the week. I don't know yet. We'll see, but we'll see where we're at.
Don't change too much because I've already gotten used to where the agents only go.
Dave, I'm going to be honest. I'm probably one of the only people that have actually seen it. I approve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I approve.
Obviously Pam has seen it. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm keeping the three-man weave here.
Oh, I got.
Yeah. I would expect Pam to see it.
Right. Now we did it without just showing her, So.
Andy Breeden has a great idea.
That's my man, Andy, right there. He is the best.
Group watch along of the old videos.
Wow. Andy, long time, and Andy's a longtime supporter, so thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for giving in and just pushing this agenda. I won't be here for that one. I won't be here for that one. That would be
amazing.
No way. I cannot stand watching some of those old videos. They're Andy Breeden.
Taylor, the voice of Taylor in the background.
Yeah, right.
We hear her every week, but she refuses to show up on the show.
I can't see the screen. You put up this thing between us.
Yeah, I did. I put up a wall.
On purpose.
I need a divider. Need some space. So
you need some soundproof material away from her too.
Well, I know. I gotta finish doing this whole room is what I need to do. Actually, I should just get a big blanket. If I just hung a big blanket from the wall, like from the ceiling, I think it would be fine.
Would you go from the windows to the wall?
Yes.
Only if it's silent disco.
Oh yeah. The video. So I did a video. I recorded a video from a comment that we got. Made a video, whatever. And I threw in some old silent disco footage in there from the Royal Caribbean cruise. So be on the lookout.
Impressive. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid here now. Does Taylor go back and watch these videos?
What do you mean? Like,
is she going to hear all of us?
Oh no,
and then come slash our tires later.
No, you'll be fine.
Okay.
If she hasn't slashed my tires yet, I'm not worried about it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Real quick before we get moving on here.
Yeah.
Pamela Gold Gal, is that who that is? No. Wants to know. Adam wants to know if that was the best meal you've ever had at sea.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely at sea. That was probably the best meal that we've had. Now, if I would have had the French menu like Taylor did, I would not agree. I would say that like it was okay. But that's what was really nice about Remy is they give you two different options. They give you kind of like they give you the straight up French menu, and then they give you maybe, I guess you could say it's like an Americanized French menu. And that I really enjoyed that. It was really, really good. So
that's what you had, and Taylor had the regular.
She had the regular French. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to know what was that black crap?
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
The puffs.
It looked like ink, like squid ink or something.
Oh yeah. So that was because that was the fish, right? The toothfish.
Yeah.
That was the 51 toothfish. That was like a butter. Oh man, I can't remember what it was, but it was really good.
The toothfish?
Yeah. What was that black sauce?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
It looked like sauce. It looked straight up like squid ink. Like,
yeah. Well, you got to remember, right? Here's the thing about fine dining, and Taylor and I have talked about this a few times, but the thing about fine dining is that when you go and you eat these meals that they make, you can enjoy all of the things separately, but what makes these meals so much better than everything else is that every different piece of whatever that they put on that plate, when you put it all together to take that bite, it's like a symphony in your mouth. All right. It's like perfect every time.
Apparently,
flavor, it's amazing.
Apparently, I'm just a big old redneck because give me a burger and bourbon over that any day.
Yes, I'm with Dave on that. That's I
used to be like that.
Little overboard.
I used to be like that too. I'm not saying that I always have to go out and eat fine dining because, like, I would, if Taylor asked us to go to like Victoria and Albert or something like that, I would say no. Like, we've done it. I don't need to go back and do it again. I don't need to go back and do Remy's again for 10 years, but it's nice. It is.
Years.
It's definitely nice. It's nice to do, once in a while. So, but.
Oh, hey.
Yep.
Michelle's got a good point. Josh, bring the beard back.
I know. I
got to bring the old beard back. The 2020
beard back.
Beard.
Don't worry. It's coming back. I felt like I just needed to shave it down for once in a blue moon, which there was no blue moon, but so.
I mean, it was a little weird on the cruise video to see hatless, beardless, and a jacket wearing Josh.
No, I had a beard.
Did you?
Nah,
okay.
Not really.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe a little stubble, but nothing really.
I mean, it wasn't like super long, I mean, I got to look decently clean,
Dude.
Going to a fine dining establishment.
He's classy.
All right. So, yeah.
I'm always classy, even with this beard, man.
It's all that salt and pepper you got. So.
That's it. It makes me look a little wiser than I really am.
That's why I made sure in the logo they put extra in there for you.
I appreciate that.
Exactly.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So let's get into this week's episode. So welcome everybody to Gold Gale Getaways Travel Podcast. Full service travel planning agency here to help you plan your next destination vacation. Big kids, small kids, no kids at all. We can help you guys. We're authorized Disney vacation planner. And so we know what we're talking about when it comes to Disney, especially Disney cruises or Walt Disney World, Disneyland, ABDs, Adventures by Disney. And so you can head on over to goldgalegetaways.com. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. To start planning your next destination. We can't read anything. It's a white sheet. Your camera's trying to blur it.
Hold up. I got to fix this.
Josh, I apologize again for inviting him on the show full time.
Oh, hush. You enjoy me. All right. Just keep talking.
Make fun of Josh in the comments. I love it. I love it. So
keep talking.
Oh my gosh. So yes. So let's move into this week's episode, Dave. I don't think that we've really had an episode in a while where we've actually dedicated to talking about some news stuff. And of course, like there was probably the biggest news of Disney came out, I think like just the day after we had the podcast or something like that, which was huge. And well, actually, before I jump into that, Matt,
Yeah, we got stuff.
Let's jump into all the other stuff first.
Josh, you're jumping the gun,
it's
man.
It's all Dave's fault. So all our episodes are pretty much brought to you by Cooking with Adam. Adam's Cooking Jams. Best part about it, it starts this Friday night.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep, the 11th, 7 p.m. Caramelized. He actually does these cooking over Zoom. Really hands-on. Really helps you out. Really kind of gets you a meal that you're probably not used to cooking. It makes it easy for you. So this first week's meal is going to be caramelized apple and brie stuffed chicken breasts, Hasselback potatoes, and crispy Brussels sprouts. We come back the next week, the 18th. We're going to do stuffed cabbage, rutabaga mash, and Polish poppy seed cake. And then we're going to end the 3-part series on the 25th with a green chili, some jalapeno cornbread, and some cheesecake. The best part about these, great deal. You mean they're $25 each, but if you do all 3 of them, you're paying for the price of 2. So you get 1 free. Buy 2, get 1 free. Bam, right there. Look at that.
Look at that. Huh?
Mine will not look like that.
I need to know more about this Polish poppy seed cake.
What about it? What do you need to know?
What is it? That just sounds amazing.
I guess you'll have to show up and see.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's how it works.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You know.
Hey, we need to post this comment here.
Oh.
All righty.
Okay, I'm
Chris.
done. I'm done.
All righty. What else we got, Matt?
And then we got our group stuff coming up. So the cruise that we've been talking about for almost 2 years now. Oh, actually, I want to talk about this real quick. Last time Josh had to be shaved off the Dragon Master Foundation. I will take full responsibility for starting that nonsense.
That's great.
I called Josh out and offered $100 to shave half of it. He said it had to be an X amount of dollars, and everybody in the live
I got an idea.
listed out.
I got an idea.
All right, let's hear the idea.
What if the 3 of us we brought up some idea, like we all grow good beards out.
Okay.
And,
you're
and
out
we
of luck.
bring up some donation we could do. And
Well, it's to the Dragon Master Foundation.
okay,
That's
the
what
Dragon Master Foundation. And we do we have to shave it into like the Hulk Hogan Fu Manchu or something like that. If we reach X amount, and look, and we have to keep it for like 2 weeks and do the podcast for like 2 weeks that way.
I mean, I'm fine.
We'll readdress this in our after show meetings that we do for about an hour after the show.
I thought
Right.
we weren't allowed to do that. I thought Taylor said that Josh had to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to stop messing with Josh now.
Yeah. So back to our travel. We have the group cruise coming up. The Alaskan group cruise that we have been. Josh just walked off screen. He's done.
Come on,
7-night Alaskan cruise out of Seattle, July 15th. We're going to be hitting Ketchikan, Skagway, Juneau, Victoria, British Columbia.
Yep.
I think, Josh, you've booked yourself personally. You're going on a whale watch and a little bit of a hike, it seemed like.
Something like that, I think.
You don't even remember? So
We're
it's pretty
not
much Taylor booked it and you just show up.
I think she sent it to me. I booked it. So
Did you get the helicopter trip?
we did not book that. I'm
You're holding out.
trying to convince my boss that it's worth spending the money for.
It's
So
not.
It's not.
She said
Yeah.
she doesn't even know, but she knows.
Look, after what I read about last year with the helicopter in Alaska, no.
Come on now.
So like all of us have just pretty much a lot of different excursions. Like I'm doing the Eskimo dogs and salmon bake and gold mining and just a lot of extra seafood on my plate.
Dude, I can't wait.
Everybody's more than welcome that's coming on the cruise to join our excursions. You guys can do your own thing. Really doesn't matter to us. We're going to have a lot of things on the ship. A lot of drinking at the Bionic Bar, trivia, the silent disco, whiskey and karaoke with Dave. We're going to be definitely doing bumper cars. It's gonna be a great time. Josh, you want to throw up the email?
Yes, I will. I will do that. Even though Dave could do that too, but I definitely
But you got on to me last week for doing it.
It's events at gogalgetaways.com, and in the subject, Alaskan Adventure.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah,
There's a little delay there. Wasn't running.
everybody.
There it is.
And
It's so much
Josh,
fun.
Josh, you said it. Like a lot of those people in that picture are coming to Alaska, right?
Yes, a lot of those people are coming back, and a lot of them are really good friends of ours now. So we stay in touch with them literally on almost a daily basis. Actually, some of them were down for some of them were down for Marathon Weekend, and we had a blast. So it was a lot of fun, and yeah, so they're going to be going to Alaska, and we're going to be hitting up a little bit of Seattle beforehand.
I
Maybe
did
a little Disneyland after.
Yeah.
So
I did book my Disneyland tickets. I'm pumped about that. In
Excellent.
Seattle, I did look up some things. There is a place, a cafe that was on Man vs. Food that's about 15 minutes from my hotel.
okay.
18 egg omelet.
Oh.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
All right. So
Dave, why would I bring it up?
So can we do a recreation of whatever that Man versus Food? You will be the man, Matt, and we will just film you just going all in. And if you win, right, what do you get? Like a free T-shirt? It's paid for.
It probably
your
paid
name
for
up
because
on
they're
the
about
wall.
$30. And what we'll do is actually they have. I want to say they had about 4 or 5 different options of that size. Maybe we'll have a poll.
Okay.
Why not?
Let our viewers decide which one I'll go after.
I think
right.
I'm going to do a poll for the bourbon next on the Gold Gal Getaways page next time. What bourbon will Dave be drinking?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you'll get more clicks.
Maybe.
And then the other trip that is about a year and a half away.
Oh my god.
That's why Eric's my favorite.
Hey, I thought I was your favorite, man.
Yes, Tim, it is. Yes, Best Cafe in Seattle. Yes.
Okay. The Mariners
Josh,
are not in town that weekend. By the
no,
way.
but you want the thing that I just found out, and I know Josh doesn't care about this because I heard Taylor mention it the other day that they don't like country music. The day after
I don't mind it. Taylor.
Kenny Chesney's at where the Seahawks.
Kenny Chesney's not country music anymore. He's island.
Hey, he ends all his shows in Boston. That's all that matters to me. That's where No Shoes Nation came from. Came from Boston.
I know.
But back to it, Josh. You want to talk about Japan? This is the trip that you're going on.
Yeah,
I'm going on it.
All right. Yeah. So we have got Japan coming up in 2023. We're going to Tokyo. This is going to be a 6-day. I hope I'm saying that right. 5 or 6 days. March 26th to the 31st. 5 days, 6 days.
It's 5 days without Disneyland.
And then on the back end of this trip, we're going to go to Disneyland and hang out for a couple of days and just have a really fantastic fun time. It's a truly kind of once in a lifetime type of trip. I know definitely for Taylor and I, this will be the second time that we make it internationally. I'm not really supposed to talk too much about that, but yeah, so it's going to be a great time. Again, a lot of the people who are going on our Alaskan group cruise are going to be going with us on this. So we're trying to fill our spots. We're filling our spots pretty quickly, and if you are interested, we are doing. I think it's a $250 per person as a deposit, and if you're interested, you can send an email to events@gogalgetaways.com or you can head to goldgetaways.com. We've got a little page dedicated just to the Japan group trip, and it'll give you all the information.
I still need to send that to y'all. I still haven't officially thrown my hat in the ring.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
I think I will.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! All the spots just filled up. Would you look at that? No, just kidding. All right,
Dave, that means you get to hold out and go in January.
That's true. We need to do Wrestle Kingdom.
There you go. Is that it? What else?
That's pretty much. We don't have any more trips that we can talk about.
That's true.
I mean,
no,
we can't talk about.
We can't talk about Bruno.
Yeah,
no,
that's right. No. No.
We can't, maybe in a future episode.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Maybe or maybe not. It's just Dave and I next week. Maybe not.
maybe. We're not sure yet. We're waiting.
Well, no, you can't. Don't.
Crazy thing. Yeah, you're right. All right. Anyways, all right, let's move on. So let's get into some news. Let's just talk about the biggest thing I think that happened last week, which infuriated so many people. And the reason that we are being told is that there are production delays due to Omicron over in Germany, and that is that the Disney Wish has officially been postponed. I believe it's like 12 weeks or something like that.
It's the first 12
Or
sailings until
first 12
July
sailings.
15th is what I've heard.
Yeah, so originally supposed to start sailing in June. It has now been pushed back to July 14th. And the only people who are still going to be on that maiden voyage, the very first official voyage out of Port Canaveral, are those people who have that very first cruise. So what they're doing is they're moving those people from that first sailing back to July 14th. Everybody else is being displaced with, I think it's future cruise credits, 50% of whatever it costs. So I think the biggest thing that Taylor and I were wondering was the ship booked at 100% capacity, or are they still booking it at like 50%? I mean, what do you guys think?
Judging by what I've seen, I think it's just a 50%. And I believe that, and once again, not a doctor, but this is my personal thoughts. Judging by an article I sent you today, Matt, I believe that things are starting to get a little bit more relaxed. And I think that they booked it at 50%. And instead of pushing everybody's cruise back, 15 sailings, I think they're doubling down. And they might have 75% on one, maybe 100% on one. So,
Yeah,
I hope ours has like 50%.
I'll
even take 25.
I mean, the way that things are moving at this point, I mean, obviously, we talked a little bit about this last week. Disney is by far being the most
safe,
safe, conservative as far as policies are going for COVID and sailing. I could maybe see that happening. I don't know. I guess it just depends, right? I mean, if things do start to get better, but that would make a lot of sense. If they start opening up capacity, then, I would hope that maybe those people who are displaced will get first dibs. But
a lot of things started rebookings today.
Yeah.
And I've seen on Facebook, it's like the normal 4.5, 5 hours on the phone.
Yep.
The question I've got, how many people are just going to be happy taking the 50% off and your money back and just say, you know what, I'll wait?
From what I've heard from some people, just in the world of Facebook, true or not true, a lot of people are taking that and then rebooking to Alaska on, what is it, the Wonder? Because it's so expensive to go on the Disney Wonder. You get your 50% off cruise.
I guess
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, as much as I want to do an Alaskan cruise with Disney, I just don't know. To be excited about going on the Wish, and then you get the Wonder, which is an older ship.
Oh yeah.
To me, half of cruising is the ship. Yeah, you get to go to all these cool places, but to have your mind and heart set on the Wish and then say, "Oh, I'm just going to do the Wonder." To me, that would be a disappointment, no matter where the ship was going.
Well, and I think the other thing too is I don't think a lot of people understand the dynamics of Alaska and sailing to Alaska. Right. When the Wonder was built, it was not a ship that was designed for cold water. And we've talked about this before too, but anybody out there that's listening doesn't know this. The Wonder is not designed to be in cold waters. I mean, it obviously can, but when you think as far as the guest experience goes, their pools are not covered. Everything up on the deck is exposed to the outside, like it's exposed to the air. So, in the summertime, you can get highs of 80s, but you got to remember you're on the ship and you're up several stories. So you're getting that crosswind. It's going to be cold. Right. I mean, I love Disney. We really thought about doing a cruise with Disney up into Alaska, but there are other ships out there with other cruise lines that have ships that are designed to be in cold water. And what I mean by that is that I think you'll be happier on the Ovation than the one going to Alaska. Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that ship is designed to be in a colder atmosphere. Those areas are enclosed.
Right.
It's not enclosed as just walls. They've got glass, but it's enclosed so that you don't have to worry about walking around in a jacket and pants all day long. If you want to go to the pool, you can still be in shorts and walk around. So I mean, if people are gonna, I think they are better off taking a cruise credit than to rebook on the Wonder at 50% off.
Yeah.
Because even at 50% off, if they're going off of prevailing, like if they're going off of what the rate is now, I mean, that's still really high. You're talking almost a couple $1,000s more than what it would be if you booked the Wonder a year and a half out, 2 years out. So, but
yeah. And I'll say this too. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. I am a Disney cruise fan. That is my preference for any cruise ship. Disney cruises are not cheap. And then you throw Disney Alaska, you're paying probably $2,000 to $3,000 more than you would for Royal Caribbean.
It's double. When we were pricing it out, it was double a 7-night cruising or a 7-night itinerary on the Fantasy for a veranda stateroom. So if we're paying like $3,500 on the Wonder, which is a smaller ship and it's older, you're paying almost $7,000 for the same room that's a little bit smaller and a veranda that's a little bit smaller. So, but I agree. I mean, Disney's fantastic. We love sailing on Disney, but it's definitely not one that we would ever do to Alaska. I don't think. Maybe Europe on the Magic. Maybe.
Oh, I would totally do Europe.
Well,
Taylor's saying something.
She's fine. She's fine. She's fine over there. We don't need to hear what she's saying over there. So.
And I'll say this too. I know it's a bummer to get your cruise postponed. I've had 2 or 3 cruises getting postponed, but I would rather Disney take their time with this ship than to put a unfinished product out on the ocean.
Right.
I'm going to bring something up that might be a sore spot for a lot of Disney fans. But the way Disney did Galaxy's Edge, they opened up an incomplete area. It was supposed to open up with both rides going, and we had to wait 2 years almost for Rise of the Resistance. A lot of Disney fans, myself included.
Oh, we didn't wait. Was it that long?
It might have been a year and a half.
No, I don't think so.
It was a while.
I think it was only like 3 or 4 months.
Oh, it felt longer than that.
I think it opened up in like August, and then I think Rise opened up in December. Where are you going? You're way out there.
But here's what I'm saying. They opened up an incomplete product.
True, they did.
And I think that a lot more Star Wars fans would have been a lot happier, and a lot of Disney fans would have been a lot happier if we had waited to open up the entire land fully operational. I'm glad they're doing this with the Wish and pushing it back a little bit, because not only would we get a half-complete ship, we would get a half-complete ship out in the middle of the ocean. And I don't want
Dave, what are you saying? You saying the ship would just start taking on water?
No, I'm not saying Titanic
sprouting
style.
leaks.
I'm sure it would take on a lot of water coming from Germany over to Port Canaveral, so we wouldn't even have to worry about it at that point.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't want an incomplete like a frozen dining room or an incomplete Marvel.
Well, and I don't think when you're looking at it, you still have to understand that like Disney Cruise Line is almost still a separate company from the parks. I mean, obviously they aren't, but in some ways they are really two distinctly different things. So operationally, they're going to work differently. So I don't think Disney's Cruise Line anyways would make that mistake. They hold themselves much higher to a quality than unfortunately the parks do. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. So that's pretty well known, I mean, Disney Cruise is a different experience than what it is being in the parks.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But, okay, cool. So Wish been delayed. Talking about cruising, did you guys see this this past week? And everybody else out there in the comments that's listening, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a cruise line. I think it was called like Crystal Cruise
Lake.
Line or something like that. Crystal Lake, yeah.
Yeah, well, that pretty much.
Two Crystal ships were arrested off the shores of the Bahamas. So they were actually we did talk about this, but the one ship was supposed to return to Miami, and they diverted. They did not return to Miami. They went to the Bahamas. They took all of their passengers off the ship and ferried them from the Bahamas back to Miami, or put them on a plane to get them back to where they needed to go, because they had a lot of unpaid
I did see that
debts on fuel for their ships, and there's two of these, which is crazy. So these passengers on this cruise ship were actually like outlaws almost, escaping authorities.
How long of a ferry would that have to be from the Bahamas to Miami?
I don't think it's actually that long. So you get some of those boats are pretty fast and pretty quick, and they could probably move pretty quickly.
Like, can you just think about like if you're on that ship and that happens?
Oh gosh,
do you think they actually know what's going on?
Yeah. So here it is. So to avoid being captured, the Crystal Symphony, which was supposed to dock in Miami on the 22nd, this was a while ago, 22nd of January, instead sailed to Bimini in the Bahamas, and then they left. They were later refused entry into Aruba. So I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I just can't even imagine. Unbelievable. What a story you could tell people.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. Like, I don't know if I'd want to tell people. First off, this cruise has got to be like the Walmart of cruises.
I don't know.
I haven't even seen the ship. I mean, I've never even heard of this company.
Well, don't worry. I don't think you're getting on this ship anytime soon.
I mean,
unless somebody buys them.
We've got Carnival, we've got Royal, we've got Disney, we've got Norwegian, we've got MSC or whatever, we've got Virgin, and then what is this? Crystal Lake?
So it's Crystal Cruise Lines. All right, you go to their website. They have now suspended all operations until May of this year, and their call center is temporarily on pause. So if you have a cruise booked with them, you're like basically,
where I wonder where they're stationed out of.
It says Miami.
I don't know, but experience an all-inclusive luxury sailing aboard Crystal. So they're like an all-inclusive. Oh. And they go everywhere. They have expeditions to Antarctica.
Oh,
I would actually enjoy seeing that.
That's
hold on. Anybody want to take a guess? Anybody want to take a guess on fares for that cruise?
Probably about 13,000. Or is it,
I'd say about 15,000.
Guess again. You're
Are
close.
We high or low?
Dave, keep guessing. Dave, keep guessing while I pull it up online.
30,000.
No, that's way too high.
Okay.
18. 18.5, and normally a listing price on the page is always going to be for an inside state room. So,
yeah. All right, here we go. 31 years of extraordinary, one guest at a time. At Crystal, ensuring the complete happiness of each and every guest is not just our profession, it is our passion. Whether you choose to travel with us by ocean, river, or expedition, you will enjoy the very best in luxury cruise travel. 28 years topping Condé Nast Traveler's Reader's Choice Award and 24 #1 spots in Traveler Leisure's World's Best Award attest to that. But it's genuine hospitality of our onboard Crystal family that will capture your heart and keep you coming back.
It's gotta be though. I mean, the prices for some of these, like, these they're, I think, like maybe 2, 3, maybe 400 people max on these ships. 19 nights for a cruise next year is starts at $32,000. So I mean, these people that they took to Bimini surely could have just taken care of themselves.
Yeah. So Pam says they weren't the Walmart cruise lines; they were a luxury kind.
Yeah.
COVID killed them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, Well, I mean, not yet. They haven't. They haven't yet. But I mean, obviously, they haven't been able to pay for their fuel costs. But holy cow! I mean,
So, Josh, I'm looking on here right now. There's a nice cruise to Antarctica from New Zealand, January 28th to February 19th, 2024. It's a 22 night.
ooh,
I think that's our
Ooh.
next group cruise.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
We gotta.
We might actually
what-
own the ship by then.
What's the fundraising that we're gonna have to do on that one?
I'll shave my beard.
Somebody might win Powerball. You never know. We have a lot of
Wow.
friends.
Yeah, right.
I mean, friends in low places.
Yes.
Oh boy. So,
Where the whiskey drowns.
That's another Josh doesn't like country music. We don't talk about Garth Brooks.
oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh. All right, so I thought that was crazy. That was a big piece of news that came out. People have been talking all about that, but we're talking about travel today. You know, obviously we're a travel agency, so always trying to keep everybody up to date on information. You guys have to have seen the memes that have just been blowing up social media. I wish I should have gotten some and uploaded them so we could show them. The big merger.
Oh
The
yeah, we
merger of
talked.
the two lowest. not they're not the two lowest because Allegiant is just below them.
Yep.
But
And Breeze.
oh, I didn't even know that was a company.
So-
I didn't even know.
Is Breeze that bad though?
It's not.
They just get a bad rap right now a
Yeah.
little bit because they
And
can't.
I'll be honest, Frontier is. I've flown Frontier many times.
Oh, no,
Frontier isn't horrible. They
it
just
is.
it
No.
it's not because it's one
It
it's
is.
one of the few that flies straight from Huntsville to Orlando.
So you have a bias though. That makes you biased.
I do, but I still won't fly Silver Air, which also flies Huntsville to Orlando.
But isn't Silver owned by somebody else?
Silver is owned by American,
Yeah.
but it's a prop plane. It's a dual engine prop plane.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, yeah. So if you guys didn't hear, Spirit and Frontier are merging, and Frontier is actually going to be the larger stakeholder. I think Spirit's going to be like 48.5% of the total stake. There's been no release of like what a new name might be or color scheme. You know, you've got
Yellow and
Frontier. Frontier.
Yeah, I can see a yellow and greenish.
I mean, Frontier puts animals on the side of their planes, and Spirit's just bright yellow like a bus.
Spirit just puts. Never mind.
You know, I kind of wonder, you know, if you guys don't know, if for some reason you don't know what Spirit and Frontier are, right? So they are like, they really try to sell them on being like the cheapest kind of airfare that you can get, right? And the way that they do that is they do sell you a super cheap ticket, but where it gets you is that it doesn't include a carry-on, doesn't include, you know, your luggage, doesn't include a seat, all of these things you have to pay extra for. So and sometimes you can get away with like not choosing a seat and it's cheaper, but if you're like with a family, you know, if you and your family are going and you do that, you're not going to sit together. I mean, almost 90% of the time you won't sit together.
I will say, so I've done that before. We didn't pay for our seats. If you book it and they know you're a family, like I booked it with me, my wife, my two girls,
Right.
they put us together.
Oh, that's good.
So,
That's
you know, anytime you do these, you know, cheapest, even basic economy on Delta or anything like that, they do have seats together.
Eric's actually
right.
Eric's actually in a chat group of mine that we talked about this. When you pretty much, if crap plus crap, does that still equal crap? Like, so
I don't know. I mean, it's well, I mean, that is nice to hear, Dave, because the few times that we've flown, both Frontier and Spirit, and occasionally, like, don't get me wrong, I will still fly Spirit when needed, especially when we do like weddings and stuff, because we're trying to keep our prices pretty cheap. It is like one of the most frustrating things when you have people who get on the plane who maybe they didn't book themselves together, they booked themselves individually, and then they're like, oh, but I need to sit here next to my wife or my sister or my daughter who's like 16. She can sit by herself, but it's like, listen, I paid extra to sit here in this middle seat so that my wife could sit right here next to the window. So I don't know what to tell you. All right.
Hey, Stephanie Hillard, done personal item trips with her husband and son and her. It can be done.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I
Nah.
cannot. I am an overpacker. Y'all will find out on Alaska. I am an overpacker.
I don't even think we talked about this. We are we've got our
shipping stuff?
first what?
Are you shipping stuff to Seattle?
No, but we're flying. We're gonna fly first class for the first time. All right.
Oh yeah, I do remember you mentioned that
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, and it includes 2 bags, 70 pounds each. So
Ooh.
like,
So Taylor can have one bag for her makeup.
oh yeah, we haven't done that yet. We probably should do that. Yeah, right. We're gonna take the entire like kitchen with us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have all my coffee supplies and all the camera gear. You know.
So we're flying. So I found a direct flight from Nashville, which is just about an hour north of us.
Okay.
Nashville straight to Seattle, Delta One.
Ooh.
Oh,
So I found it for a good price. I'm flying Delta One.
nice.
I will hopefully get some video and we can talk about that.
Dave,
Okay.
when do you get it? When do you get into Seattle?
So I'm playing it dangerous,
Oh, you're coming in Thursday
boy.
afternoon.
and I'm coming in Friday morning.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
But
I mean, we
here's-
don't get on till late, right?
Right.
Like what?
The
what
flight
time's boarding?
lands. Yeah, the flight lands in Seattle at 8:15 in the morning. So
I mean, oh wow. So what time are you guys leaving?
6:40 or 6 o'clock. It's a
Okay,
we,
so it's not that bad then. I
yeah. We
guess,
fly
yeah.
over 2 time zones.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Dang,
come
though,
on.
that's
That-
Cutting it close.
I couldn't do that.
understand.
I couldn't do that. We couldn't do that. I'd be sweating bullets and
The only reason I'm okay with that is because the port is right there. Now, if
Okay.
we were doing Orlando and we had to do a 90-minute drive from MCO to Port Canaveral, then I'd have some issues.
it's not
But-
that long far, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
the difference is it's a straight shot, so
Yeah.
almost never any traffic. But Charlene, it is Delta. Who are we flying?
Yeah, it's Delta.
It's Delta.
Right?
Delta
Yeah,
lets
we're
their first.
flying yeah. So
Yeah, they let their first class passengers. To quote, was it the Wedding Singer? We let our first class passengers just do whatever the hell they want.
Taylor was checking. She's like, "Ooh, champagne service." I think
What is she in the
I think I will.
70s?
I know, right?
Josh, when do you guys get it? When do you guys get in Seattle?
We get in the 13th.
Okay, so you come in Wednesday,
think
same
so.
as a lot of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Pamela, Adam wants to start a pool. Does Dave make it to
we
the cruise?
we should
Yeah.
we should.
Look, I normally am a very uptight traveler. I am. I've got everything planned to the second.
Yeah.
So if there are any delays,
oh man,
I will be puckered, as my dad used to always say.
I just can't imagine, man. I can't imagine that.
Why do I have a feeling that as it gets closer, Dave's going to be on a Thursday flight?
No, so here's why I was able to do this. Okay, so my wife just started a new job. She was trying to hoard a little bit of her vacation. I was able to
Okay.
talk her into taking that early flight, but then having an extra day at Disneyland.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Okay. Yeah.
So
All right.
I for a guy that's never been to Disneyland, I felt like that was a good trade-off.
Okay. I can see that. Never being that you've been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if you just miss the cruise, you just get a rental car and just drive down, or you just jump on another plane.
I won't miss. Yeah, Andy, how much does it cost to fly from Seattle to the first port of call?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think
Serena, you're
you
not
would
making me
get.
feel better.
I don't think you would get a direct flight. That's the problem.
Ketchikan is the first stop, isn't it?
Is it?
I think
Or
so.
is it Juneau?
No,
it's
Juneau's
Juneau,
at the
I'll
end.
just-
Juneau's on
No.
the back end.
No. It's yeah, Ketchikan is the first stop. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Day 3. So
So I'd miss a day at sea.
yeah.
Oh no.
That's one of the most.
it-
That's when Bourbon with Dave would be.
Yeah. You can just
So-
go straight to Disneyland.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I said. I mean, just get a rental car, jump on another plane, and at least in that way you're not.
How many days total at Disneyland for Dave?
It's going to be a week now.
Well, booked is 3. So we'll see. Eric says over under that he arrives on time at 2 hours before boarding time.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna see
I'd
him
be
running.
okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's plenty of time.
Yeah. All right, Dave, I got a question for you. So,
Uh-oh.
have you guys sailed out of Mobile before?
Where?
You mean Mobile?
Is it
Mobile?
Mobile? Is it Mobile?
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 Mobile? No, I have not.
Mobile, Alabama?
Here's why.
Okay.
Because that's Carnival, and I think we've heard my my choice words for Carnival.
All right. Yeah.
They just started cruising out of Mobile again.
Mobile.
Josh,
recently.
mobile phone.
But by what I've heard, it's on one of the older Carnival ships,
Yeah.
but it's very good for families and spring breakers and all that who just want a very inexpensive, easy to get to cruise.
Yeah. Okay. The reason I ask is because that was another piece of news that came out this week, which was that Carnival was suspending their operations there for the time being. I think the ship that they had is I think it's being retired.
It was one of them starts with an F. I want to say.
No, it's a Sensation. I
Okay.
think is what it was. So, but yeah, old
Yeah.
Mobile.
Did you really not
Mobile.
know it was Mobile?
No, I have no idea, man. Listen, I don't read very well. All right, I got like the reading level of like second grader.
So, in history, there's a very important Civil War battle that happened in Mobile.
Oh, that beats me.
Okay, I was a history minor in college, so
Yeah, certain history piques my interest. Civil War, not so much for me.
okay.
But,
Hey, really quick though, we have another question for you, Josh.
Fast Pass
Did
fam.
we ever Fast Pass fam? Did we ever find out who drank the most between Josh and Taylor?
So I'm assuming this we're talking about when you went on Royal, where I gave you a quota of beverages you had to drink.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I want to say, if I remember correctly, Josh, you might not remember because of how much you drank. Josh beat Taylor. I want to say it was probably about 15 to 20 drinks ahead.
No, it wasn't that many, but
Wow.
I definitely drank.
Or you exaggerated your numbers.
So here's what we need to do. Really quick, before I bring this up, I have to bring up this comment.
Okay.
Right
here we go.
From Michelle's comment here. My sister says Dave has quickly become her favorite, and she is very sorry, Josh and Matt.
Well, Michelle is not going to get the Indianapolis meet and greet together like we talked about.
Anyway, so here's what I think we need to do. We need to somehow figure out a tally chart. Who drinks the most between Josh, Matt, and Dave?
Oh, it's you, Dave. I'm a lightweight.
I mean, I won't even put myself in the running for that. All right. I can drink enough to make sure that I'm getting just over what I would be getting in value for my drink package.
Right.
But I can't. There's no way I don't think so anyways. I don't think so.
See, here's the deal. I because I'm such a bigger...
Dave, how much did that comment cost you? How much was that? What did you have to pay for that?
The best part about it is he has no idea who Michelle is.
That's between me and Michelle.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, so Chris wants to throw his hat in the drinking contest. See, here's the deal. Because I'm such a tall guy, I'm a bigger guy, my tolerance is much bigger than pretty much anybody.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, there you go. I'm not even going to put my name in the race. You know?
I think with the drink package, you got to do it right. It's like I planned not even the alcohol part of it. It's like in the morning, I'm going to crush about 3 freshly squeezed orange juices, knowing they run about $5 to $6 on its own.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then maybe I mix something in it. I don't have to.
You got to have champagne in it.
Make it a little bubbly.
Make it a little bubbly.
Why not? But you guys know freshly squeezed juices are not cheap.
No.
So
see that's where we differ, because I will go and get expensive coffee.
Okay, right. You're a coffee. I'm not a coffee guy.
I mean, because special coffee can really run up your tab.
Yeah, Josh lives in the world where freshly squeezed orange juice on every corner.
Right.
Listen, Dave, I think you need to get your facts straight. Okay, there are people suffering from the Florida orange industry here. There aren't any oranges here anymore. All right.
What?
All the oranges, the Florida orange juice here is not Florida orange juice. Oh, my light's going out.
What is going on behind Josh?
That's
Strobing.
Taylor's way of shutting us down for that.
Strobing. No, seriously.
funny.
Fun fact: if you don't know this, okay, so let's take Florida's finest or Florida orange juice, whatever. All right, they only make their orange juice with like, I think it's like 51% of oranges from Florida, and they have to do that to say that it's Florida orange juice. They import all the orange juice production. It really comes from South America and Central America. Oh yeah.
Huh.
It's a big
Okay,
thing. All the orange grows here is all turning into development. So
do we not get soaring over the orange groves anymore?
Yeah,
that's why they got rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
and like it's like going back to the drink package. Like you see what Val put. Like people forget about Red Bull. Like not everybody drinks Red Bull. It's not great for you. We all know that.
Taylor,
but they're expensive.
And Taylor made this point the other day. We were talking about it because she did not take advantage of that when we were on Independence. And she said, I'm going to make sure that I take advantage of that when we're on Ovation in Alaska is to get Red Bull because she likes drinking Red Bull. I hate Red Bull.
Ooh.
I think it's awful.
I'll drink it mixed with stuff. Or like if those early mornings when we want to see the sunrise because we slept for like 30 minutes because we partied all night and then the sun comes up at like 2. Was that what we established?
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Might need that Red Bull to get the blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah. I love Eric. Dave trying to get in a drinking contest with Matt and Josh is like Bama playing against Stephen F. Austin in football.
Yeah.
God, I love that comment.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Dave, you're no longer invited to Disneyland.
Dave, I'm surprised you don't have anything up on the green screen back there.
I didn't get. So we went to dinner late, and I was hoofing it to get back to my office and get the girls to bed. I didn't have time to set my lighting up, so
yeah.
I'll do better next week. I promise.
All right. Yeah, you should. That's a strike tonight. That's a strike. So
I'm sorry. Well, I blurred it for you, so you don't have to see a lot.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's right. Josh, have you established if you're doing Disneyland? Can we talk?
We haven't really yet. We've talked about it. It depends on exactly what we're going to be doing in Seattle. So beforehand.
Starbucks.
And well,
Starbucks.
No,
right.
I actually don't really care for Starbucks that much anymore. So
well, I think somebody just wants to get their picture like at Starbucks.
Okay. Well, Instagrammer over here. Yeah, of course. So
and let me guess, she'll have her right.
Yeah, you should have just heard that.
Up.
A huge sigh over there.
Here you go. Alex Chang has a good question since we've been talking about cruises and stuff. Your favorite Disney ship? I think, Josh, you've been on most of them, right?
No, we've only been on. I mean, let's be honest.
You would think.
Right? Let's be honest. Of the 4 ships, they're really not. Because Disney does a really great job of like making it easy for you to navigate each of the ships, jump from one from the other. They're all pretty similar in layouts. A few differences here and there. But I think ours is probably always going to be the Fantasy. It's the first one that we sailed on. It's technically the largest of the 4, not by much between it and the Dream. But yeah, I'd say it's Fantasy. What about you guys?
I've only been on the Dream, so the Dream.
Yep. Same with me. I've only been on the Dream. But the reason we chose the Dream is because of Dumbo being on the ship.
Okay.
Dumbo is my daughter's favorite.
I really thought you were saying something else there for a quick second.
No, come on. We're a Dumbo family.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's what you did there. But no, so I'll tell y'all why. This would be a fun, wholesome story with Dave.
We don't get many of those.
No, we don't, do we? So the first trip we took my daughter, she was 15 months old, and we took her to Disney, and a friend of ours gave Ellie a gift card and said, I want you to take Ellie to Disney and just get her a stuffed animal. We took her to it was World of Disney, and there's that wall of stuffed animals back in the day.
Yep.
And I 15 months old, and I said, I motioned to her and I said, pick out whatever you want. She ran right up to the Dumbo, little baby Dumbo one, and said, Mumbo, and just grabbed it and wouldn't let go. And so
okay.
ever since then, she's been a huge Dumbo fan, huge elephant fan. As an Alabama fan, I failed her because we took her to her first Alabama game a couple of months after that. And, normally any Alabama fan sees our mascot run on the field and go, Big Al. She tugged at me and says, Daddy, it's Mumbo. So that's why we are a huge Dumbo family.
Yeah.
Because of that fun memory.
Well, that's nice. That's sweet.
Yeah.
It's a good memory to have.
It is. It is.
Dave, when are you going on the Wish again? Are you going October or November?
October. We are going October 3rd is our cruise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
So
the
if y'all gets pushed back,
we will not be on that cruise with you. We know better now.
hey.
No, if ours gets pushed, I don't know when we'll reschedule. So that's a thing for us. I
might just try to hop on the Dream of the Fantasy because it's right around the same time frame. Because I'm going to be down there anyway. It's a little different for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention this. I think that future cruise credit they're giving people the 125%, the 125%, or maybe it's just a 50% discount. They have to use that by the 31st of December.
Right.
Oh,
so yeah, so they actually have a time crunch on that. But yeah, I don't know because Taylor's been trying to send me some other cruises that she wants to do that aren't out of Port Canaveral or the United States. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We almost did a Greek cruise in November when we did the Odyssey, but I decided I wanted to go on a newer ship instead of doing a Mediterranean cruise.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Chris, Josh, you have a preference, departure port, Miami or Port Canaveral?
I think I know this one.
Yeah, I mean, so we've only done Miami with Disney Magic, and Port Canaveral we've done with Royal Caribbean and Disney. And for my limited experience of Miami, we will choose Port Canaveral. If by magic happenstance that I get an email like sometime tomorrow, we might have another cruise going out of Miami in the near future, and then we'll get a little bit extra experience with that. But I mean, for us, it's always probably going to be Port Canaveral. It's so easy. It's not a congested, crazy metropolitan, place. So
and it's also convenient to you just leaving traveling from your house. That's
right. Yeah.
I mean, you're not have to worry.
Only 3 hours away for y'all, right?
But you want to drive 3 hours
closer to 4.
Okay.
Maybe 3.5. But I mean, we don't mind. When we did, I mean, obviously we drove down there and it wasn't a bad drive. Of course, we drove through the night. Or we didn't drive through the night, but we left at we got up early, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. Because we wanted to do a few things in Miami the day before. But I mean, it's the drive there is not bad. It's just it's a city. I mean, it's a real city. Right. Orlando, when you compare it to Miami, is not they're two different things entirely.
I'm a real boy.
I mean, you don't get many Lamborghinis and whatever the really other Lotus
Bugatti
cars, and they're whipping across cars all day long.
Will Smith doesn't sing a song, I'm going to Orlando. Welcome to Orlando. He sings, I'm going to Miami.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, here's a good one. And this is a loaded question.
Oh boy.
I'm dying to go on a Disney cruise. What do you recommend?
Oh, that's totally a loaded question. Maybe you guys want to take it, or should I take it?
Nah,
I'll take it.
I'll take
it. Go for
I'm
it,
good
Dave.
with that. I would recommend first doing a 3 to 4 day cruise. They're the most affordable, and you will get usually is Bahamas and Castaway Cay.
Right.
once you've done that, then graduate to your 4 to 7 day cruises. I would also go out of Port Canaveral as a Disney ship. Do Port Canaveral because they do it the best. Their terminal is amazing. I like Josh. This is where you and I are going to differ. I like the Port Canaveral terminal. I just think do a 3 to 4 out of Port Canaveral. That's the way I'd start. Josh, you have a differing opinion.
So I do agree that I'm just gonna my camera's gonna die. So when I disappear, you guys know where I go.
We understand.
I'll still be here. But I agree that if you've not done a sailing before, you want to do a Disney cruise, and you're really kind of more excited maybe to visit Castaway Cay, if you can time it right and actually do it on the Magic, which isn't going to be out of Port Canaveral, it'd be out of Miami.
Okay.
And the reason that I say that is because you will have a much better time at Castaway Cay than you will if you're on the Dream or on the Fantasy.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because yes, you will have half the amount of people on that island, and it's a pretty significant difference. The island doesn't grow or shrink in size. All right,
What?
so I mean, you show up with say 1,500 people, it doesn't feel as, not that it ever feels crowded, but it certainly can feel crowded when you get there on the Fantasy and there's almost 4,000 people there. So I think it kind of depends, but I do agree if you're interested, 2 or 3 or 4 night cruise that's going to be on the Magic or on the Dream. Magic's out of Miami, the Dream will be out of Port Canaveral. But if you're going to do something longer than that, do it on a different cruise line. So
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. You're going to go to the same destinations. You'll be able to do the same exact tours for the most part. And your fare might be a little bit cheaper.
So, and like we talked about last week, Disney is this almost is a no-brainer, but Disney caters to the families a lot better than any other cruise line.
Oh, absolutely.
If you are going and Disney is important to you, you're paying for the characters, you're paying for the white glove treatment on the ship. As Josh just said, you can do a much cheaper cruise, but you won't get Mickey and Minnie. And that's
Right.
I mean, that is essentially what you are paying a little bit extra. Well, not a little bit extra. In some cases, you're paying a lot extra, but
right.
But you are. I mean, you're paying for a different level of service. You're paying for the magic. You're paying for the Disney IP, right? Because it's not just Mickey and Minnie now. You've not Star Wars at sea anymore. Sorry, Star Wars fans. But you've got Marvel at sea now, and we've got Pixar is coming to the cruise ships next year. And you've got a really fun pirate night, and they do fireworks, right? You don't get that on almost any other cruise line.
I think they're the only cruise line that's allowed to shoot fireworks.
I thought for a while there was one other cruise line that was getting permission, but I don't know that it ever went through. But yes, I mean they're the only ones. So it's a different level of service that is really hard to be matched on any other cruise line.
Yeah.
But it depends on it really, you just kind of got to judge it on like kind of what you want. What do you want to spend your money on? So we met a lot of couples that were much older than us, almost the same age as us, that didn't have kids with them on the Fantasy that we did last month, having a fantastic time. There was one couple, they were doing a back-to-back. So they did the Fantasy the week before, and then they did the Fantasy again. And they were probably your age, Dave. I mean, no kids, and they were having a great time. So it just depends on
your age, Dave.
Yeah, because Matt and I aren't about the same age.
Josh, I'm the oldest one.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, Dave, you should put some color in your beard.
But see, here's the difference. I've got kids, so the kids did this to me.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I got nothing.
I guess so. Well, I mean, they were in their 40s.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still young.
Like if I had to do like a Disney cruise, like my first Disney cruise all over again, like I thought personally the 4 night was probably a little too short for me. But the one thing I wish I knew they did is like on the Magic is the 2 stops at Castaway.
Yeah.
I would take 2 stops over Castaway over going anywhere else, honestly.
Yeah.
And then especially on the Magic where it's smaller.
There's less people, which
Right.
is really, really nice.
Chances of getting a cabana is still probably not going to happen, but
no, but it does make a big difference. I mean, and because we've done both. We've been on the Magic, been on the Fantasy, both the Castaway Key. Both times the ships were, I mean, they were very, very full, if not sold out. So you can feel the difference on Castaway Key between that crowd level, which I don't think a lot of people think about sometimes,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And if that's all you're really interested in is going to Castaway Key, the Magic, an older ship, it's actually the oldest ship in the Disney Cruise Line lineup, but they do a really great job of upkeep, and you can't really tell, honestly. You really can't. So,
Or what you need to do is find you a friend that's gold or above and just go with them. Let them book your stuff early.
it depends, because even in some cases, gold's not high enough. So,
Find a platinum one then.
yeah, there you go. There you go. So,
that means I
will say, I want to add real quick, because I wanted to make this mention earlier. And while we've got everybody still on and watching, we have got a survey in the description of this video. It would be a huge help to us if you guys could take a couple. It's like, shouldn't even really take you like more than like a minute and a half to 2 minutes to really fill out. But if you guys could take a moment, fill that out. And what we're doing at the end of the month is we're going to give away $75 to one of those people who have taken the time to fill that out. So we'll do a randomized drawing, and then I don't know, maybe we'll announce it on the podcast and in first week of March or something like that. But yeah, if you guys could, we've gotten a really great response so far, but we really want to try and get as many people's thoughts and opinions about travel in 2022 and kind of going forward.
Right.
So
yeah, we've
got
got
to make a banner, but it's too long.
Well, it's going to be in the comments.
That's
If
true.
anybody's actually looking for it, they can go to the Gold Gals Facebook page and
what are
find
we
it
looking for? What?
I'm trying to do something helpful.
Oh, okay.
for
All right.
once.
Yeah, when are we gonna get another nice
There
story?
it is.
Like, what is that going to do?
I don't know how that helps.
Well, that's the
It just looks like a bunch of garbled text. Like,
that's the where you go to get to the survey.
that's not it. My link is better because mine is a short link.
Oh,
Well,
my.
put your link in there.
Listen, if you just go to the description of the video, it's right there. It's much shorter, looks a little cleaner. All right.
I
Okay.
apologize again.
Hey. Hush.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, yeah.
Do I have to share this one again?
What else do we got? What else we got? Oh, please. You know what, Michelle? I'm going to take that comment and we're going to get a t-shirt. We're just going to print that onto a t-shirt just for Dave.
That
We're
would
gonna
be great.
We're going to make him wear it every day on the Alaska cruise.
I'd do it.
All right. That maybe a matching hat to go with that.
Oh, boy.
Hey, and Val, no. Unfortunately, this is Dave's personality.
Yeah, Val's
my
going to
God.
see it firsthand.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
Oh my gosh.
I'm reading what Eric just wrote.
Yeah. All right.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get
That's
on
a
up,
really
it's
great-
bumps that time.
That's a great movie. If nobody's watched it, that's a really great movie. We got anything else left?
No,
Anything else?
I think
Any news that you guys want to talk about? I feel like I was just.
Well,
I
I
just
mean,
been
there
picking at
has
stuff.
been a rumor.
That's right. We didn't
That-
talk about this. Let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah, that with hopefully there will be some success about the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yes.
And there's a rumor that Universal may. Okay, I'm getting sick watching Josh's camera. There's a rumor that Universal.
That's what he actually has the camera usually peeking out the windows at people.
Yeah. Universal may do a Harry Potter hotel.
Yeah, which would be cool, right?
I think that'd be awesome.
Look, and so the big thing is your first night, you do the sorting hat ceremony. If I get put into anything but Hufflepuff, I would be so upset. My whole life would be a lie.
I think it'd be hilarious. I will
I bet
pay
you-
somebody to put you into a different.
You can
house.
you pay an extra fee to get what you want,
I know I'm not Ravenclaw, so let's
or you
just
can
say
just
that
go
much.
random.
So there we were talking about this before we started the episode tonight, and I did find an article written way back in 2020 that had said that there were some speculation that we could see a specialty themed hotel go into Epic Universe, but I don't think that they would ever put Harry Potter into Epic Universe.
Well, it wouldn't fit because, I mean, what other land? So right now we've got Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade.
Right.
Where else would you? What other part of Harry Potter would you have another land?
You wouldn't. I mean, there's really not anywhere else to go with it. So, I mean, if they actually did that, we were also talking about this that if they're going to put a hotel in, they might have to demolish some backstage stuff
Right.
to keep it within the park, within the original one of the original two parks.
Right.
So,
And if they had to demolish, I don't know, Fast and the Furious, maybe, why
pretty
don't
sure-
they?
Nobody would care if they did that.
No.
Nobody would care.
Why don't they demolish the Fear Factor stage?
Well, they use the Fear Factor stage. They still use that for entertainment, though. They still do quite a bit with that. But that is a possibility.
Yeah.
That is a possibility. You could get a nice kind of wrap coming out of that side of Diagon Alley back around there. The only problem is that, like we you brought this up, Dave. Ideally, you would really need that to be back in Hogsmeade,
Right.
on the other park. So,
Look, if you just let me stay at Hogwarts Castle, sold. I'll get here's my credit card. Take my money. Done. And this is see, that makes a good point. Godric's Hollow.
oh, but I don't know that that's like a real. But that wouldn't be like a real selling point, though. That's the thing.
I don't know. That's where Harry Potter was born. That's where
guess so,
James and
but-
Lily had
but-
Harry Potter.
Like if I'm Universal, right, and I want to make something that's going to compete outright with Star Wars, the only IP that I own at the moment, or they don't even own it, but the only IP that they have rights to at the moment that could compete with Star Wars is Harry Potter.
Right.
And I think the only thing that they could do would be to say, we're going to demolish Forbidden Journey and the castle. No, go with me here.
Okay.
Demolish that attraction. It's a fantastic attraction. It is my favorite of the Harry Potter rides besides the coaster, besides
Hagrid's.
But go with me here. If you demolish that and rebuild and restructure that, you could effectively build something that could be more of an experience of staying at Hogwarts in, Gryffindor or Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw, something like that in that space. It would give you that direct connection to the park. You get a lot more space back there. Because I mean, if you look, I mean, like the castle, the actual tower is like super tiny. It's all perspective architecture. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Could go Azkaban.
Azkaban.
That would work.
Scary.
That would be fun.
I'm very new to HHN. I'm surprised if they haven't done it already that has not been some type of incorporation to HHN.
So here's why. J.K. Rowling said that she does not want Harry Potter in HHN.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Off topic here.
Frank coming late to the party.
How you doing, Frank?
Howdy.
Frank, punishment for being late. I need a discount on golf balls. So does Josh. We lose a lot of them.
Oh,
my people call your people.
My people are now Matt's people. So
yeah. So here is one of my I guess guilty comments.
Oh boy.
I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life.
Okay.
I just read and watched the Harry Potter movies in the past 2 to 3 years and read the books. I am now convinced that I am more of a Harry Potter fan than Star Wars fan. So if you like, I'm a huge fan of both, but I think the Harry Potter universe has more ways and different stuff it could do. And I am more apt to stay at this Harry Potter style hotel than the Star Wars Galactic.
Well,
Star
I mean,
Cruiser.
think about it this way: Star Wars, while it has a really big draw, it's it's niche isn't the right word, but it's also based less on reality than what Harry Potter is, right?
Yeah.
Harry Potter is on Earth. Star Wars doesn't really ever take place on Earth. It takes place on some type of planet that resembles Earth and all these things. And so it's always kind of like having to keep up with like making it this like real sci-fi thing. But if you think about Harry Potter and where it's gone, there's a lot of opportunity. I think you're absolutely correct that Harry Potter could easily outdo Disney. But what is the quintessential issue that Universal will always have every single time that they're trying to do anything?
Screen rides.
Yep.
No. Well, yes, but
that too.
they have no space.
Right.
They'll never have enough space. That will be that'll always be their problem. So
Seeley makes a good point. Is that because of the shambles of the last 3 movies within Star Wars canon? I can neither confirm nor deny that.
yeah. I mean, they're
Those
trying.
movies.
They're
Those
trying.
movies. Oh.
They're trying to redeem themselves now. They're trying to weave
dude.
everything together.
Boba Fett.
So,
If you haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett, the last 3 episodes,
who's
The
that? Is
best
that is he a rapper or
yes,
Boba Fett?
Lil Boba.
Lil Boba.
Oh,
man.
we've gone off the rails now.
We have slightly.
That's
slightly.
what we do, though.
Well, I think that was a good rumor though, and you never know. I mean, Universal's got a lot of time to make changes. They really haven't gotten that much done. I mean, a lot of the earthwork stuff is done, but when you're talking about actual physical construction of buildings, and there's room for stuff to change. So it's always a possibility.
I think I've seen 2025 for Epic Universe. Is that the?
Yeah, they delayed it. They delayed it quite a bit. So unfortunately,
Yeah,
GoldCon 2025.
I'm excited about it. I'm not. I am not one that could make Universal an entire trip where I can make Disney an entire trip. I would be excited to see Epic Universe, but it's not one that makes me go, man, I've got to get down to Orlando for this theme park.
Well, you got to think that this is kind of that draw to keep people away from Disney a little bit longer,
But it's nowhere near the original 3 parks.
Right. No, I agree.
No,
I agree. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. The space and park size is not the same, and you can easily do Universal essentially, especially if you get an express pass, you can do both parks in one day.
Yeah.
Easily, I think, in my opinion. But it is a way to kind of draw people away a little bit longer if they can. So, and I'll tell you this, if you have not been yet to Volcano Bay, easily the best water park.
Oh,
if you're going to compare,
down.
if you're going to compare Universal and Disney, easily better. So awesome place.
Nothing will beat Wet and Wild though.
I never went. So,
oh man, you missed out.
Yeah. Before my time.
I forget you're a little baby.
I think they had just closed maybe the year that did they just close maybe the year that we moved down here in like 2016, or at least it had been closed for a while, and that's when they just started demolishing it maybe.
Yeah.
So all right, guys. Well, I'm getting the cue that we got to wrap this up.
that means we can have our after show for another hour. And
I know, right? So, yeah. So thank you everybody for watching. If you would please take the time to go in and fill out our survey in the nice short link that I've got down in the description. Super easy to follow. Matt, you got anything else to add? Dave, you got anything else to add?
Quick reminder, next week we are actually switching days. We are going to be next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, not Tuesday. We have a Go Gal meeting, and that takes priority. So, same time on Wednesday. Topic to be determined because it'll dictate if Josh is here or not.
Yeah,
if Josh is here, we're going to be straight and narrow, and it's going to be a great episode. If he's not, watch out.
Wait, this was straight and narrow?
Hey, you just look at the views we get when it's just you and I.
Wait a second. Actually, you know what?
Oh.
There is a slight possibility that even though I might not be here, we could still be here. So remotely. We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Interesting.
Okay.
I don't know. So
but make sure to give us the thumbs up and subscribe to the Go Gal Getaways YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Go Gal Getaways TikTok, our public Facebook page, our Instagram. Shoot up Dave's email. You got to still get Dave some love. He's the newbie of the group.
I mean, come on. Everyone has to love me. Dave at GoGalGetaways.com. I mean, I can't be just one person's favorite.
I've noticed that there's not as much hate mail coming to the other email now. Is it coming to you, Dave? Or
I haven't seen any. In fact, I've seen a lot of David's great emails.
Oh my gosh.
But other than that, we're back next Wednesday, 9:00, with a new episode. Now we're off to plan your vacation.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.